Hi everyone! Welcome to the Piano Keys. I'm so glad that you're here. This tutorial was requested by my wonderful student Marco. Hi Marco! And this is my version of Frosty the Snowman. It's kind of jazzy, it's got some cool chords and some interesting rhythms. And in this particular song, I actually am counting the right way. I'm using 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to represent the eighth notes because I think that's the easiest way to teach this particular song. So this is kind of an advanced version of this song, but the thing that makes it a little easier is that it repeats a lot. So if you can manage to learn parts 1 and 2, you pretty much know the entire song. There are other things that are different from 1 and 2, but 1 and 2 pretty much covers the whole song. Okay, so stick with it and go slowly. There's no need to play fast at all. Okay, take your time. I have free sheet music free to download on my website, thepianokeys.com. So if you feel that that will help you, go check it out. Okay, if you are ready to learn my version of Frosty the Snowman, keep watching. Left hand, 5th finger goes on low F. So here's middle C, here's a C below that, and then we want to go lower yet to the F. So 5th finger on F, then you jump up 1 octave from F, put your 2nd finger on it, and then 1st finger on A. Then you jump back down, F sharp, 5th finger, 1st finger up an octave, F sharp. Then take that 1st finger and move it up 1 note to G, lift, 2nd finger on B flat, and then tuck that thumb under to A. So let's do that much. With counting, I'm going to count this correctly for once. So I'll say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So here we go. 1, lift on and, 2, lift on and, 3, lift on and, 4, lift on and, 1, lift on and, 2, and 3, and lift on 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Notice that my 1 and are uneven. So what I'm doing is called swinging the eighths. So here are straight eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Here are swung eighth notes, which is a jazz feel, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we're swinging those eighth notes. It's like a long, short, long, short. So let's go from the beginning of this part with counting. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now 4th finger goes to C sharp, and then 5th finger tucks under to D, lift, and thumb plays the D an octave above. Now we're going to play a couple of grace notes. 3rd finger on F, 2nd finger on F sharp. Those are our grace notes. Going to 1st finger on G. So it looks like this. The G is the important note, and the F and F sharp are just kind of on the way to the G. Okay? Then 5th finger goes an octave lower to low G, and then 2nd finger on C. So the counting from that C sharp starts on and a 4. So 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See how quickly that comes in? Let's do it again. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we've got one more thing to go. Jump up, 5th finger on G, 1st finger on F, you play them together, and that comes in on 1 and 2 and, so the and of 2. Let's take it from the beginning of this part with counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Let's do it one more time, a little bit faster. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Third finger starts on B, that's the one above middle C. So third finger on B, fourth finger on C, fifth finger on D. So we're just stepping up until we run out of fingers. Pick up, thumb jumps down to D, right above middle C, and fifth finger is on the C above it. Play together. Move your fifth finger down to B. Then move fifth finger down again to A. Underneath that A, you're going to add E flat, second finger, C, first finger. See where your third finger is? Right around F sharp. We're going to play that by itself. Okay? From here, first finger on D, second on E, third on G, and then fifth finger on C by itself. Let's do that much. No counting, let's just play the notes. B, C, D, lift, D and C, lift, B, lift, C, E flat and A, 1, 2, and 5, third finger on F sharp, lift, 1, 2, 3 on D, E, G, and then C on fifth finger, and lift. Now with counting, so we start on beat 4 and. So I'll count 1 and 2 and 3 and we'll come in on 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, lift on and, 2, lift on and, 3, lift on and, 4 and, then lift, 1 and. Okay, let's do it in time now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. Okay? From here, you move down. Second finger goes on B. That's going to be a grace note. And it goes to a chord. First finger on G, third finger on C sharp, and fifth finger on E. You play them all together. So with the grace note on B, it looks like this. So you lift, keeping your fingers close to the keys, go down on the B, and on your way down further, you play the chord. Here it is in slow motion. Faster. Okay, practice that. From here, fourth finger goes up to G, fifth finger on A, fourth finger on G, pick up, you're going to play a chord, first finger on A, second on middle C, fifth finger on F, pick up, first finger on F, second finger on B, fifth finger on E together, then fourth finger on D by itself, lift, first finger on this low E, fifth finger on middle C. Then we've got one more chord to go. Here we're going to do something a little bit interesting. So fifth finger is on G, second finger is on D sharp. The thumb, I want you to stretch it out like this and play both A and B together with the thumb. Like that. This is easier for me than doing this. As you can see, it even looks easier, right? So it's pretty common to use the thumb to play more than one note. Because it's a sideways finger, you can just smush it down like that. So A, B with the thumb, D sharp with the second finger, fifth finger on G. Okay, let's go from the grace note, okay? Here we go. Pick up, G, A, G, A, C, F. Pick up, F, B, E, D, E, and C. Here's that thumb pushing two notes at once, A, B, then D sharp and G. The counting, this guy comes in on beat 2 and, so the and of 2. So it goes 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go from the beginning with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See it one more time with a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right hand starts by itself. 4 and play it together on 1. 1, lift on and, play together on 2. Lift on and, play together on 3. Lift on and, play together on 4. And then the right hand plays by itself on and. Then play together on 1. Right hand plays on and while the left hand lifts. Then the second finger of the left hand plays on beat 2, and then on the and is hands together, but remember the grace note comes first. Okay? Let's do that much again. From here, right hand plays on beat 4, left hand joins on and. They play together on beat 1. Both lift on and. Now left hand has some grace notes. It's going to play before beat 3. So we can land on beat 3 together. And then the right hand is on and by itself. Left hand is on beat 4 by itself. And then hands together on and. Nobody plays on 1. Nobody plays on and. Nobody plays on 2. And then they both play on and. Okay? Let's go from the G on beat 4 in the right hand. Left hand's going to come in on and with fourth finger on C sharp. Let's go from the beginning of the section with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time, a bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. left hand was on G and F, the last we played it. Now you're going to pick up and move to low C with your 5th finger. Lift and play E with your 1st finger. That's more than an octave higher than what we just played. Go back down, 5th finger on D, 1st finger on F, 5th finger on E, 2nd finger on E, an octave higher, then 5th finger on C, 1st finger on B flat. Let's do that much with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. From here, 5th finger moves down to F, then jump up, 2nd finger on F, 1st finger on A, go back down, 5th finger on F sharp, jump up, 2nd finger on F sharp, 1st finger on A, then 1st finger on G, 2nd on C, 5th finger on F sharp, and then 4th finger on G. Let's go from the F with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and lift on 4. Take it from the beginning of part 2, low C, 5th finger. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. From here, 5th finger goes to E, 4th finger on F, then jump up, 2nd finger on F, 1st finger on A, play them together. 5th finger goes back down to F sharp, jump up, 2nd finger on F sharp, 1st finger on A, then 1st finger on G, 2nd on E, 5th finger on G sharp, pick it up, and then put 5th finger on A and 1st finger on G. Okay, let's do it from the low E. That comes in on the and of 4. So 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On and you go to E flat, 4th finger, 5th finger on. Then you have those same grace notes that you had in part 1. Do you remember those? F, F sharp, G. We're doing them again. So 3, 2, 1. Then 5th finger reaches all the way down an octave to G. 2nd finger on E. Jump up. 5th finger on A, 1st finger on G. Jump back down, 5th finger on D. Up, 5th finger on G, 1st finger on F. Let's do it from the grace notes. F, F sharp, G, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do it from the beginning of part 2 with counting. Low C, 5th finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time, a little faster. From the top of this section, left hand, 5th finger on C. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. Right hand left off here. So fifth finger was on G. We're going to play that G by itself now. G. Then first finger plays the G an octave lower, and you add to it second finger on middle C. Then fourth finger on E. Second finger stays on middle C, thumb moves up to A, play them together. Then third finger reaches up to F. Fourth finger on G. Fifth finger on C. And then here you can either do D and E 1 and 2, or you can do that first finger playing both notes. It's up to you. So let's go from the G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. From here, third finger is on B. Step up to C, fourth finger. Step up again to fifth finger. We did that in part 1. Then pick up, first finger on D, that's right above middle C. Second finger on F and fifth finger on C. Pick up, move your fifth finger down one note to B. Pick up, you can move it down one more note to A, and underneath it add second finger on E flat, first finger on middle C. And then from here, you play D, E, and G, fingers 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's go from the B, C, D with counting. This starts on beat 4. Here we go. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Let's take it from the beginning of this part. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. From here, you play something that you just did, which is third finger on B, stepping up to C, fourth finger, and fifth finger on D. We just played that. Then we're coming back down to the D, F, C. Very similar to what we just did. Fifth finger on B. Keep going the same way that you played. C, E flat, and A. Here is where it changes. Third finger on F sharp. And then you just slide it to the right to play G, third finger. And then fifth finger on C, lift. Second finger is going to play D sharp, and that will be a grace note. Going to first finger on C sharp, third finger on E. So it looks like this. Okay. Then fourth finger on G, A, G, pick up. First finger on A, second finger on C, fifth finger on F. Yeah, we've done this in part 1. So it should be very familiar. And then F, B, and E, so 1, 2, and 5, just like part 1. Fourth finger on D. Here's where it changes from part 1. Fifth finger on G. Okay, let's go from the beginning of part 2. As you can see, we're repeating elements of part 1 here. So it's up to you to recognize when those are happening. I'm pointing them out to you, but I want you also to start looking at those and tell your hand, hey, hand, you already know how to do this. Let's do it. Okay, so fifth finger on G. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G, fifth finger. Then thumb reaches down an octave to the lower G. Third finger on D. First on B, second on C sharp. Then lift. Fourth finger on E. Then fifth finger on F. First finger on A. Third finger on C. Second finger on B. And then from here you still play B, but this time you put your thumb on it. Second finger on D sharp. Fifth finger on G. Okay. Let's go from the G there. So this happens on beat and a 4 and 1 you wait, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's take it from the beginning of part 2. If we put it together, it will make more sense, I think. So here we go. Fifth finger on G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You might need to practice that a few times. In fact, I'm sure you will. And then go faster when you're ready. So I'm going to play it faster now, but don't do it until you know what you're doing, okay? So fifth finger on G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hands play together on beat 1. Lift on and, play on 2. Lift on and, play on 3. Lift on and, play on 4. Then the right hand plays by itself on and. Left hand lifts. Then together on beat 1. Lift on and. Together on 2. Lift on and. Together on 3. Left hand's going to hold. Right hand lifts on and. 4 and. Then they both lift. Play together on beat 1. Lift on and. Play on 2. Lift on and. Play on 3. Lift on and. Play on 4. Lift on and. Play on 1. Right hand's going to hold. Left hand's going to play on and. 2 and. Hold it. 3. Lift on and. Right hand by itself on 4. 4. Then together on and. Let's see that much. And this time I won't say anything. Let's go. Ready, start. Then play together on beat 1. Lift on and. Play on 2, lift on and, play on 3, lift on and, play on 4, right hand does by itself on and while the left hand lifts. Then remember the right hand's going to slide to the right to G, play together, then play together again on and, left hand by itself on beat 1, lift and then on and, so the grace note comes before. Hold it for 3, lift on and, 4, and 1 is together. Lift on 2, lift on and 2 by itself. Here comes those grace notes in the left hand. 3 and 4 and left hand by itself. 1 right hand and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go from here. Okay, so 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and. Take it from the beginning of this part, a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once more faster, only when you're ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. The left hand in part 3 is almost the same as part 2. So I'll show you the parts that are the same, and then I'll tell you where it gets different, okay? So still starting on 5th finger C, low C, just like part 2. So here we go. See, exactly the same. Here's where it changes slightly. First finger still on G. You go to E, second finger, third finger on C, fifth finger on G. So in part 2 we did. In part 3 we're doing. Okay, same rhythm, slightly different notes. From here, fourth finger on G flat, fifth finger on F. From here, it's the same as part 2. Okay, here's where it changes slightly. First finger on G, second finger on E, fifth on A, first on G. Okay, let's play until here from the beginning of part 3. Here you go, just like part 2, starting on C. Here's where it changes. Same as 2. Here's where it changes. Okay? From here, fourth finger on E flat, fifth finger on D, lift, first finger on G, fifth finger an octave lower, G, and then here you can either do third finger on C or second finger on C, whatever you like. Then you're going to jump up an octave, fifth finger on C, first finger on B flat. Okay, let's go from the G flat, and 1 and take it from the beginning of part 3. So remember, a lot of it is just repetition of part 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right hand starts off exactly the same as in part 2. So I'll just show you that part and then I'll tell you when it gets different. Here we go. Here is where it starts to go different. So from the C, E flat, A, you go 4th finger to G. Okay, and then it becomes like part 2 again. Here's where it changes. So in part 2 you did D sharp, grace note going to C sharp and E. In this section I did B grace note going to C sharp and E. So first finger on B for the grace note, second finger and 4th finger on C sharp and E. Okay? Then 4th finger on G, 5th on A, 4 on G, 3 on F. I'm going to use that 3rd finger on a D sharp and make it into a grace note going to an E. See, I'm just pulling it down. E, 2nd finger on D, lift, 1st finger on C, lift that 1st finger and put it on D. We're going to do that grace note again. This time I'm sliding with 2nd finger, D sharp going to E, then 3rd finger on G, 4 on A, then here you can either do 1st finger on D, 2nd finger on E, and 5th finger on B flat, or you can use your thumb on D and E, and then 5th finger on B flat. Either one is fine, okay? So let's go from the B, C, D, okay? This is like part 2. Here's where it gets different. Let's do that with counting. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and. Let's take it from the beginning of part 3. Ready? Go. Hands together, left hand on low C, 5th finger, right hand on G, 5th finger, just like part 2. Here's where it changes. Right hand plays G by itself, left hand does its little walk down, then right hand by itself on B, then together on and a 4, together, this is like part 2, together, right hand, left hand, here's that grace note, right hand, then together, together, right hand, grace note, together, right hand by itself, left hand goes down an octave, then right hand, then left hand, then right hand with the grace notes, then together. Okay, let's do that with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and a 3. You see how I counted that? So we had a triplet, 1 and 2 and a 3. Okay, one more time, a little faster. Ready? Go. So part 4 is different than what we've done before. Fifth finger is going to be on low F, second finger on C, fifth finger on F sharp, back to second finger on C, and then first finger on E flat. So F, C, F sharp, C, E flat. Take that thumb, move it up to E, third finger on G. We're going to do a grace note, second finger on G sharp, going to first finger on A, and then third finger on C sharp. Pick up, put your fourth finger on the D right next door. Now we've got more grace notes, but we've done these before. Remember that from part 1? Okay? So 3, 2, 1, F, F sharp, G. Then down an octave, fifth finger on G, third finger on C, second on D, first finger on E. Let's go that much. Fifth finger on F. Here we go. Counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. From here, third finger goes on F, second on F sharp, first finger on G. Take that first finger and move it up an octave to G. Play that old G with your fifth finger. First finger on F sharp. Go back to the G with fifth finger. First finger on E. Then the bottom note will be G sharp, fourth finger, and the top note will be F on first finger. Okay? And then from here, second finger goes where that fourth finger was on G sharp, first finger on A, 3 on E, 4 on D, then second on F sharp, first finger on G. You're going to play that G again with fifth finger, and then first finger on F. Okay, let's go from the F sharp, G, okay? Here we go. Jump up an octave. G, F sharp, G, E, G sharp and F. Play that G sharp again. Second finger. A, E, D, F sharp, G, and G and F. Okay, so let's go from the beginning of part 4 with counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 That might take some practice, but it's worth it. Right hand, first finger on C. This is middle C. Third finger on A. Play it again. Fifth finger on C. Play it again. Then you're going to step down. 4 on B. 3 on A. 2 on G. And here you'll skip your thumb down to E. From here, third finger on F. Fifth finger on A. Then you're going to step it down. G, fourth finger. F, third finger. Second finger on E. Then you play that E again. Then first finger on D. Repeat it. Stretch your second finger up to G. Repeat it. Stretch your third finger to B. Repeat it. From here, you'll play 2 notes at once. Second finger on G sharp and fifth finger on D. Okay. Then third finger on B. Step up. 4 on C. Step up again. Fifth on D. Then step back down until you run out of fingers. So they'll be on G on first finger. You're going to pick up your hand, put your fifth finger on that same G, second finger on D sharp, first finger on B. We've played this chord before. Let's take it from the beginning of this section with counting. So we start on beat 4. Okay, here we go. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and. Notice we're playing a lot of times where we're holding on a beat and then we're playing on the and. That's called a syncopation. It's like accenting an unexpected part of the beat, and that's what makes it sound so cool. Let's do that one more time, a little bit faster, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Hands together. Rather than telling you what's happening, I think it's easier if I just play it really slowly and count it out. Okay, so the right hand's going to start by itself on middle C on beat 4. Here we go. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and. When you are ready, come back and play it with me a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. one more time a bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Part 5 is almost exactly the same as part 2. So I'll just show you the left hand and tell you where it gets a little bit different. Here's where it gets different. So second finger goes to C, jump up, fifth finger on G, first finger on F. We've played that before. And that's it. So it's just very slightly different from part 2. Right hand, just like the left hand, is almost exactly the same as part 2. So I'll play it and I'll show you where it gets different. Different. So thumb goes to low G, second finger on C, then B and E flat. So it goes from the B, C, D. This is like part 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? 1 and 2. That's the only part that's different from part 2. I'll play it exactly like part 2 and then I'll show you where it's different. Here it is. Left hand goes to C. Right hand to G, C, and then together on that G, F, B, E flat. It's the only part that's different. So let's go from there, okay? Part 6 is almost the same as part 3, so it starts exactly the same way and then it changes at the very end. I'll show you what the change is. So here's part 6, which is actually part 3. Here's where it changes. Third finger on C, second on D, first finger on E. That's it. Right hand also in this part is the same as part 3, all the way through. I'll just play it for you one time. Hands together, here we go, same as part 3. Here's where it's different, left hand just does a little walk up, and that's the only part that's different. There's only one difference between part 7 and part 4, and that is in part 4 the right hand played the C by itself, the starting note. Left hand's going to join it here, fourth finger on G. That's it. So play those two together, and then from here it's exactly the same as part 4. So here we go. Part 8 is almost exactly the same as part 2. Again, it starts out the same and then the ending is different. So here we go. Part 8, which is really part 2. Here's where it's different. Second finger goes to C, pick up, third finger on F sharp, second on G, and then you're going to play an octave C, 5 and 1. Okay, so from those grace notes going to the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's take it from the beginning of this section and I'll count it. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and here's where it's different. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right hand part 8 is the same as part 2, except the very end. Here we go. Here's where it gets different. Pick up your fourth finger and put it on F, and then you just step it down all the way until you run out of fingers. Easy, right? So let's go from whatever the words are there. I don't know. With a corncob nose and a button. I don't know what the words are at this point, but here we are. Step down. Okay. Let's play part 8 hands together, just like part 2, except for the very end. Here we go. Here's different. Pick up your right hand, put fourth finger on F, then the left hand does the grace notes. Right hand steps down. Left hand down an octave to G, then right hand C, left hand follows on the C, pick up, third finger on F sharp, second on G, and then octave C. So let's go from there and I'll count it for you. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and. So that's the only different part. Okay, so part 9, left hand, is completely different from anything that we've done so far. Fifth finger starts on C, that's the one below middle C. Then first finger on B, third finger on E. Fifth finger moves up from C to D. And then 3 and 1 move up to F and C. Fifth finger moves up again to E. 3 and 1 to G and D. And then second finger goes on G, first finger goes to C sharp, and fifth finger goes down to A. Let's do that much. C, E and B, D, F and C, E, G and D, G and C sharp, A. From here, take that pinky, fifth finger up to D, then third finger on F, first finger on C, second finger on G, first finger on C sharp, and then back to D, fifth finger. Then you'll take that fifth finger and move it down to G. Let's take it from the D, F and C, G and C sharp, D, and then G. Now we'll take it from the beginning of part 9 with counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you see the last two notes are happening on beats of and. So the D happens on 4 and the G happens on the next 3 and. Let's do it one more time from the beginning of part 9 with counting a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now take your fourth finger up to D, then second on F, first on A, fifth finger down to G, second finger stays on F, first finger moves up to B, then back to D, fourth finger, take both the fingers that you just played, F and B, move them up one note, so 2 is on G, 1 is on C, then you're going to play that G again, second finger, but move the thumb down to B, and then back to D. So let's take it from the first D, fourth finger on D, F and A, 2 and 1, G, F and B, D, G and C, G and B, then D. Let's do that with counting. Everything just happens on the number part of the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. From here, first finger plays G, and then fifth finger plays the G an octave lower. Third finger goes to G flat, and then from here you're going to play every single note, white or black, okay? First finger on F, second finger on E, third finger on E flat, fourth finger on D, and that's where you stop. So high G, low G, you're going to play every single note. Third finger, first, second, third, fourth. Now take that second finger and put it on F sharp and make it into a grace note going to G, first finger, like that. And then fifth finger reaches down to the low G. Okay? From here, fifth finger on C, then you jump up, second finger is going to go to D sharp, and then slide off into E, like that. First finger on F, second finger on F sharp, first finger on G, then go to A sharp, second finger, and slide up to B, to C. So that looks like this. 1, and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, then octave Cs, and 3 and 4 and. Let's take it from the beginning of part 9 with counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right hand is quite a bit easier than the left hand. Yay! Fourth finger on G. You're going to play that G a lot, but you're going to change fingers. I'll show you why. Because if you're repeating a note and you want to use the same finger, it's difficult if the key is not cooperating. So, in order to have the best chances of repeating a note successfully, you want to change fingers on it. So you're going to do 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. Then you do it again. 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. Notice how I'm moving my hand a little bit to the right so that my fingers can have room to play that G. Let's do it again. 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. 4, 3, 2, 3, 2. From here, fifth finger on A, 4 on G, second on E, back to G, fourth finger, then first finger on D. Take your second finger, go down to G sharp, and then first finger on A, second on C, fifth finger on F, and then third on D. So, let's do it from the beginning of this part with counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then you repeat those G's exactly the same way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This time, instead of playing G, G, G again, you're going to just change the first note. You'll do A, G, 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 G. Then you play 3 G's more in a row. Then you're going to step up, third finger on A, fourth finger on B, fifth finger on C, jump down an octave, first finger on C. Now, take that second finger on D sharp. It's going to be a grace note falling into the E. Okay? Then thumb under to F, second finger on F sharp, thumb under to G. You do another grace note. These are the same notes that you played in the left hand, by the way. A sharp grace note going to B, and then C. Then the chord on the end is E, B flat, and D, 1, 3, and 5. So let's do it from the second time those G's happen. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Practice that, and when you're ready, do the entire section 9 with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll go really slow and count so you can see how everything fits together. Left hand, fifth finger is on C. Right hand, fourth finger is on G. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do that again a little bit faster. Of course, you can always back up and repeat it a few times at that slow speed. Okay, so we're going to go faster now. Ready? Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do the next part much slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's take it from the D and the G a little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go from the beginning of part 9. Left hand, fifth finger on C. Right hand, fourth finger on G. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. From here, both hands are going to play the same notes at the same time. So the C's, then you're going to do the grace note D sharps going into the E, F, F sharp, G, the grace note A sharps going into the B, C. Let's do that with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do it a little faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. From here, you're going to play that chord. 1 and 2 and. That's the last chord. If you want, you can do a little shake on it, put down the pedal, and just kind of wiggle your fingers back and forth. Or you can just hang on to it like that. That's fine, either way. Okay, let's go from the beginning of part 9. C, left hand, fifth finger. G, right hand, fourth finger. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 Should we do it faster? Okay, let's go faster one last time, and this is it. Ready, go. That was Frosty the Snowman. Did you like the video? Click the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, you can do that now. Let me know how you're doing in the comments section. You can connect with me on Facebook, The Piano Key, no S, or on Instagram, The Piano Keys, TPK, and of course on my website, thepianokeys.com. A lot of you have asked me if I offer Skype lessons, and the answer is yes, I do. Go to my website and click on the tab that says Skype lessons, and there will be some information there for you. Okay, so make sure that you're doing my piano technique exercise video so that your technique improves and you can play all the songs that you want to play more easily. Keep practicing and have fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye!